Welcome everybody, it is John, and today our adventure brings us to Fort Loudon. Now this is a fort that was built in 1756, and it was served as a major role during the 7 Years' War. Now this also was the first British outpost west of the Appalachian Mountains. So we're going to explore this, guys. They reconstructed this in the 1970s to its original scale. So this is a pretty cool spot, guys, and we're going to check it out. Follow me. The flag flying as it would have back in the mid 1700s. As you can look, the wall here was placed just like it was back then. You can see around the wall is cannons placed to help protect and defend the fort. We're gonna go through this small entrance here. Check this place out. A lot of really cool buildings. And then these would have been placed around the fort as well to help deter invaders. Now this was seized and taken control by the Indians through French influence in 1760. This eventually regained control and played an important role in the 7 Years' War. So yeah, you can take a look inside here, inside the walls. The confine of the walls here, you had where soldiers could stand up there and fire shots over the wall. It's like that all around. And this is the first building we come up on. Had a little deal of rain lately, so it's a little muddy around. I'll try to step in here without busting my tail. And they got some really cool artifacts in these buildings, like these old muskets, the old flintlocks. That's really cool. Then grape shot when they drew close. And these would blast apart in many pieces. I'm not sure. No, it's like a fuse. And here, if you can see them, some cannonballs. Here's some musket cartridges. And then a thing full of flints. And then I've got a powder keg here. A bunch of musket balls. It is a little tough to see in here. I didn't think I'd need some lighting, but not too bad. Cool little structures here. And like a lot of these walls and stuff had remained, so they're able to go by a lot of this, and a lot of the plans, the drawings were still available for them to build this to scale. Now standing up here with a nice view over the fort, got some cannons here that could have been fired out towards forces, and you see these cutouts. Would have been ideal to place your gun and fire on opposing forces. And we got two more cannons up here. It's pretty cool. You can see one of the old locks here. This is how it would have been locked up. A lot of this stuff is things, artifacts they found on the property here, from what I understand. I'm not sure exactly what these buildings here served. Oh, it looks like some barracks. Got a bunk bed here. I'd say the more notable officers would have been in these up here. Heck of a view. Now this is a row of barracks here. We're going to check these out. Let's see. Looks like these folks here are still sleeping. Do not disturb. It must be the third shift guys. Guys, I gotta note, it is a very cold day. It is very muddy around this one. This is one of them situations where you can bust your tail. Oh no, this is neat. Still got some of the old hayfield bedding in here. Kind of a larger sleeping quarters than you'd see in a lot of military places. Got a cool fireplace here to keep them warm, and where they would have their meals at. Looks like I had to take these old burlap sacks to stuff in the gaps during the winter to try to keep the cold air out. I just entered that one, and it looks like these three here are exactly the same, except for this bottom one. Let's go check it out. This is just a much larger barracks here, many more beds, much larger area to eat. Got some boxes here. I don't know if there's anything in them. Oh, these are empty. How about this big cool looking one here? Nope, nothing inside. And they got two fireplaces in this one. I don't know about you, but during this time of year, I'd want to be maybe right here sleeping close to that, or even up here, because you know the heat rises. That'd have been the ideal spots, is right around the fireplaces. Poor guy's sleeping on this end. It's probably quite chilly. Let's see what we got inside here. Other than a lot of mud entering into it. Oh, okay. This would have been where they kept all the food. So you got flour, salt. And over here we got coffee, bacon. Oh, that's cool. This is how they would have got their supplies. We got pigtail tobacco. And over here is kegs of beef. Wow, this is pretty cool, guys. This is where all their food would have came in. Candles. You wouldn't think about it, but candles would be an important supply to light up at night because they didn't have electricity or anything battery powered. Got some little sawhorse like tables here. It's pretty cool. What's really neat is in the construction of some of these, looks like they've been actually chopping some of these timbers, and they'd set them up over here to make it more authentic of how they would have done it back then. It's pretty wild. Now, this is pretty cool. This was their well. It's locked up. You can't look down in it. I can understand that. There's some crazy people who'd fall into it. Just makes me wonder how deep it went. It looks like they've put up a new building here, new structure down here at the bottom of the hill. So we got these two structures right here. And if y'all remember, a while back, I actually live streamed from here. I was going to film a video, but it came a downpour of rain. And this was their little workshop where they done blacksmithing and woodworking down here. You can see over here with that grinding wheel. And I'm not exactly sure. I think it's maybe a wood planer. But if you guys know, comment down below and let me know what this device here is. We got some wood here they've been working with. It's pretty cool. Looks like somebody's carving out a bowl here. Looks like this was a sort of kiln for probably making lead balls and other weapons, maybe horseshoes. I'm not exactly sure, but they got this kind of roped off here. They don't want people inside here because of the artifacts that still remain. But it's pretty cool. This looks like some newer barracks that have been built right here. Or at least they've renovated it up some. It'd been something to live like that back in the day. Oh, there's even a bed up here in the loft. Let y'all view up here. Underneath this little shed here, it's a pretty impressive looking kiln. Would have been for a variety of things. Kind of looks like a brick oven pizza thing to me, but they used it probably for melting down precious metals they needed for the wartime. Take a look over here. This almost looks like it could be original. This would have been where a stagecoach could have entered. The supplies that came in. There's even a little guard shack here. And it looks like they had their gardens out here too, to grow their natural stuff. Some more spikes here to protect the fort. Walk out to a very nice view. Okay, so this would have been dug out so they could have laid here and not been exposed and still fire on invading troops. Now, reading this, there was a village, Cherokee village known as Tuskegee, which is now underwater here. But here's a reconstruction of some of their buildings. This would have been where they would have probably eat. And then this would have been one of the buildings they lived in. And this is constructed like so. And that is tree bark that has been peeled. That's really cool. Never have thought of that. Yeah. And enter in here. See, this is where they would have slept, on the bamboo beds. They had a dugout fire pit. I guess the sides were ventilation for the smoke. Smoke would come up and just exit out the sides, kind of like a chimney flue. Oh, look at this. That's actually where they would be tanning a hide. That's legit too. Okay, now that I look at this looks to be beds made here. And sort of an open air, but then they have this. They may have made the walls out of bamboo. Or this could be a shell. This could be one that's under construction like that. They're just yet to finish it. Giving an example of what it would look like. You can see the trenches here that completely circles the fort. Nice view of the fort from down at the bottom of the hill, here by the river. Cool thing about coming on a cold day is you pretty much get the place to yourself. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave your opinions down below in the comment section. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you always get notified when these videos pop up. And if you want to help support the channel, guys, consider getting a t-shirt. I sell t-shirts and hats and hoodies down below in the Spreadshirt shop. And I do have a Patreon where I do send some cool stuff to you for being a patron. And you get access to early uploads and bonus content. So, guys, thank you for watching. Until next time.